May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and redeemer. Today, we will spend some time with Ruth, a woman of loyalty from the Old Testament. Ruth is a story about God's redemptive love. God chose a foreign woman to bring redemption to his chosen people, Israel. She was highly committed to her impoverished mother-in-law, Naomi. And Ruth is unusual because she represents women's struggles in a man-dominated society. So as the story continued to unfold, 3 women journeyed from Moab to Bethlehem. Bethlehem meaning the house of bread. The older woman, Naomi, had left Bethlehem with her husband and sons to escape the ravages of famine. While there, the sons married Moabite girls, but then both the sons and their father died. Naomi, whose name means pleasant, asked to be called Mara. Mara means bitter, because of her horrible circumstances. Naomi was very angry with God, and she did not feel that there was any justifications as to why she had to lose all of her loved ones in that manner. So she feels meaningless for now and urges her daughter-in-laws to return home. One daughter-in-law returns, but Ruth expresses her loyal love for her mother-in-law with words that proclaim, "Your people will be my people, and your God, my God." The 2 women arrive in Bethlehem, and their situation is very bleak because at this point they are worried about food insecurity along with other things. So the Torah, which is Jewish laws, mandates that growers leave some crops so that the poor can come and get enough to sustain themselves. Of course, Ruth, being loyal and responsible for her mother-in-law, chose a field that turns out to be owned by Boaz. Boaz is a very wealthy, influential nephew of Naomi, and he is later identified as Ruth's guardian redeemer. The Torah states that the closest relative is responsible for taking care of the needs of a widow who had sons. Great social weight was accorded to the family loyalty during this time when family lineage was important. A family was united by relationship and common ancestry. Land belonged to the family rather than an individual. So, as Ruth continued to work for food, she did have positive communications with Boaz. When her mother-in-law found out about this, she was very pleased, and she actually came up with a divine plan to put Boaz and Ruth together. So, when Ruth approached Boaz on the threshing floor, she was offering herself to him in marriage. Boaz proclaimed her as a woman of noble character, but also revealed there was a closer relative than he. That person, happily for Boaz, was unwilling to fulfill his responsibility. So Boaz and Ruth got married and passed their son on to Naomi. Ruth shows her loyal love toward Naomi. Boaz shows his loyal love toward Ruth. And all of them shows an even greater loyalty and love for God. The genealogy of Ruth's story ends with Jacob, the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus. Ruth and Boaz's lineage stand in the line of those whom God chose to send his Son into this world to bring us salvation. Thank God for Ruth's love, as we know that although God does not take direct action, no one can miss seeing God's guiding hand in the action. So there was a divine purpose, particularly in the coincidence of Ruth choosing to glean in Boaz's field. God provided bread through Ruth's gleaning. God provided security through Ruth's marriage to Boaz. God provided posterity for Naomi and her husband. And God also provided a great king for the nation Israel through a foreign woman. God used the faithfulness of ordinary people to accomplish great things. Therefore, things that look like accidents can seem really haphazard and accidental. These occurrences are God at work, making divine appointments with us through the things that happen to us. How often have we heard in this church, ordinary becomes extraordinary through God's divine purpose? The book of Ruth reminds us that God is with us, always showing us his loyal love, even during this pandemic and everyday events in life. From Ruth to us, to know a person's name is to know his or her character. May the love and the peace of the Lord be with you.